Well, hello, it's Coach Leonora here from the very beautiful Long Island Sound. And as you may know, I have ADHD, so random thoughts pop into my head at random times. And as I was just out kayaking, a thought popped into my head that I haven't made a video for a while about why I'm so very obsessed with brain health. And so there are a few reasons. We'll see what comes up because I'm on the fly here. The first reason is that when I was a developmental pediatrician in the UK, it really amazed me how people's brains could work so incredibly differently. And I often say to my coaching clients, I was telling somebody just this morning, there is nobody that has ever had a brain wired like your brain, and there never will be, because there's an almost infinite number of ways a brain can be wired. So that's kind of one of the reasons. And of course, when I was doing neurodevelopmental pediatrics, I was seeing neurodiverse children and people, and of course these are people whose brain difference lies outside of the normal range, and so that's like super interesting. The next reason is that I myself had severe brain fog post-COVID in 2021, and it was I look back on it and it was a horrible experience, but I'm very grateful that I had it, because I think when your brain is working well, you get a bit complacent about brain health and you take it for granted. And when you start to lose your brain health, you start to realize how many things it's involved with. It's involved in everything that you do. And so that increased my obsession with brain health even more, because I found myself with a very, very unhealthy brain, and it was very scary. And I remember thinking, if my brain carries on working like this, I don't know if I can carry on with my normal life. And so that was kind of, another reason for my obsession with brain health. And that prompted me to dive a bit deeper. And I actually trained as a brain health coach and brain health trainer with Daniel Amen. And it was a really brilliant program. And the kind of focus of it is, how do we improve brain health? It's health promotion. I have a master's in public health, and one of the things that we studied and that I loved in that and worked in that was about how do we help people prevent illness and how do we promote health. And so I find that methodology of focusing on the things that can make a brain unhealthy, and also focusing on how do we make lifestyle changes to improve our brain health, is kind of the second big reason why I'm so obsessed with brain health, and why I annoy everybody I know, because everybody I know is probably aware that I talk about brain health on a daily basis. And I guess the third thing is I have ADHD myself, and it's a form of neurodiversity. My brain works a little bit differently than some people's brains, and it is a superpower, and it can also be a massive disadvantage if you let it. But if you kind of, with ADHD, if you learn how to harness the brilliant side of it and overcome the negative side of it, sometimes with things like delegating, if there's something that you're really bad at, delegate it to somebody else. So that is kind of the third reason why I'm so incredibly obsessed with brain health. So I hope that made sense. I know it's a little bit random. I am sitting on a kayak in Long Island Sound, actually in Norwalk Harbour now, and it's a Tuesday afternoon, so it's all a little bit random, but thank you for watching. Bye for now.